I'm sorry, what?
In this episode of I'm Sorry What, an Unofficial Ghost Podcast, Sabrina and Jillian are joined by one of the loveliest members of the ministry, Sister Belladonna, also known as Veronica, and her involvement in the Ghoul's Ball and Phantasm events. She uses her love for the theater to share some insightful and mind-blowing ideas for Ghost's future. Come join us for this fun episode.
I feel really honored having you here with us today, Veronica. We've interacted a little, and then when I met you at Phantasm in February, you were nothing but kind and warm and so sweet. And I'm so happy you're here. And I'm super excited to talk a little bit about you and also diving into these questions of what is going to happen with ghosts in the future.
Definitely. No, I'm so happy I could meet you as well. You're just such a cool presence in the ghost community, and I love meeting you too. You're just so bubbly and vibrant in person as well as online, and I'm so happy to meet you, Sabrina, as well. So I'm very excited to get started.
Meet you.
I love this. I love us.
I love us.
Nothing but good vibes today.
Yes.
On this unholiest of days, even though some people consider it holy.
It's Easter Sunday today.
I'm just here for the ham. Well, to start off, would you like to tell us, how did you get into Ghost?
Absolutely. So I was introduced to Ghost through Phobias Forge, aka Ash. We met on Instagram in about 2018, and she mentioned it on her podcast too, but we both are big fans of Phantom of the Opera, and she found basically at the time it was a Phantom of the Opera actor fan art account. So I was making fan art of all the actors as their Phantom their Phantom character counterparts in the show, basically. So she found me through that, and then we started talking back and forth. And I noticed on her page she had posted photos and videos from a tribute concert that she went to for Ghost. And I'm like, what the heck is this? I mean, obviously the words were different because I used the F word. But like, I literally texted her like, what the F is this? And she's like, this is a tribute band from something called Ghost. You should look into it. And I did look into it at first. I was in a different place in my life where I didn't get into them right away. And Jilly, you might find this funny, but the first song I'd listened to was Dance Macabre, and I'm like, I mean, it's all right, it's okay. But then it wasn't until the end of 2020. Obviously, we all know what happened during that year, and I was just going through like a really hard time in my life, and like Ghost was always kind of on the back burner because I didn't listen to them as much. I would listen to like a couple songs and the same songs I listened to. I'm like, it's fine. But then, like I said, once it got to the end of 2020, I was just in like a really bad place, and they came back to the front of my mind. So I said, let me just listen to them one more time. And I ended up listening to two songs. The first one being Faith, and then Cerise came up in my Spotify playlist. And that was when everything kind of clicked for me, in that this band is saving my life right now. Like I was in a really bad spot, and that made me feel like I had a home with listening to the music. And then the roller coaster started of the lore and everything. Because then I'm like, okay, because I found, whenever I looked them back up, I'm like, I found Secondo first. I'm like, okay, that's their singer. And then I saw Cardi. I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening? What's going on?
These people.
Who are you people? But then no, so that's how I got back into Ghost, and that's when I finally kind of started going into the fandom. Like my account had started as a Ghost fan art account, and that was going to be my lane. But then come 2021 in March, I finally jumped into cosplay with well, first off, it was actually fan fiction. I do write fan fiction on the side. So I wrote some ghost fan fiction, and then from that fan fiction came my ghost OC.
Yes. I love it.
Yes, that's how Sister Belladonna was born. That's what I call myself amongst other people. Like I will say my name to people when I'm very close to them. And obviously people know my name just in general because I'll have it in my profile. But whenever I do introduce myself to people, I will sometimes introduce myself as Belladonna or Bella because I feel that's just who I am as a person whenever I'm interacting in a ghost universe, is that this is just who I am. That's my ghost sona, as I like to call it, my ghost persona.
That word. I love that word.
Thank you. Trademark it, ghost sona. But yeah, and ever since then I haven't looked back since, and I've met so many incredible people, and I mean, especially you guys. You guys are definitely carrying a torch for building a ghost community through your podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and then you've already mentioned Ashley for bias. How did that whole thing start?
Phantasm, the
Yes.
Ghoul's Ball.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like how all of us kind of came together to start it, basically.
Yes.
Okay, so it really started with Vita, as Ash had mentioned in her podcast. She took it over from another group of people, and then she was brought on mostly, as she said, photography. And then basically how I got involved was I was in Florida at the time whenever Vita first started our rendition of Ghoul's Ball / Phantasm, basically. Um, and I saw her post the poster, and I was like, I have to go. I need to go. Let's do this, because I was missing them at that time. I was missing my friends out here in California. I had just that was 2022 going into 23. I had gone to the Anaheim concert, or I'm sorry, the Anaheim ritual and the San Diego ritual, and I was just missing everyone. I was missing California. So I said to myself, I'm gonna go do the thing. And it was honestly the best thing I could have done, because they had asked me and our other guesties to be part of the immersive entertainment. And that was the first time that we got to do Unholy Communion with the Sisters of Sin. And I was lucky enough to be part of that as well. We also, we, I don't want to say we've discontinued it since, but we did open up the uh, Ghouls Ball with Ashes and Rats, and myself and two other sisters of Phantasm, Hannah and Ashley, were plague doctors.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Yes.
There's photos of it too. I'll definitely send a photo so you can show it. But
Yes.
we stood in the middle while Ashes was playing, and we had the lanterns. And then once Rats kicked in, we basically kind of just were these creepy plague doctors, like looking
Oh my
around,
God.
looking at people, giving this like really creepy environment. But the thing was, we could not see out of those plague doctors' masks for the life of us. Because it was like you breathe and all of a sudden there's fog in your like vision and the glass part. So
Just don't
but
breathe.
exactly. We were doing our best. There was like little air holes. But it was like still so much fun, and we were just vibing with it. We're like, okay, we can't see, but we're gonna do our best and give the people this cool experience. And yeah, that was like one of the most fun things at that party. And I say it's probably not discontinued because we haven't really done it since, because the masks have been so like cumbersome. But I would love to bring that element back at some point. But we're always creating different immersive elements. Ash is always coming up with something cool to do and to honor the legacy of Ghost. And I'm always just happy to be part of the planning process as well, and Vita as well, and just making that whole environment. But yeah, I didn't come fully on board until Phantasm Masquerade. I was just part of the acting elements up until that point because obviously I was in Florida. but what I could do for Phantasm Masquerade, I fully came on board with that. And Vita even told me beforehand, she's like, once you're out here, I want you on the team. And I was like, I'm so
Aww.
honored. But yeah, that led up to what you see today as our unholy trinity, as some people call it.
Yeah, you guys are definitely a force to be reckoned with. I can't wait to see where you guys take this in the future. Because at this point, when I think of Ghost and what's going to happen with Ghost in the future, you guys are a part of it, genuinely. Like the space you've created for guesties has been amazing. It's been so interactive, so much fun, and I only know it's going to be even cooler.
Yes.
Yes, we're definitely excited for the future, and we definitely want, obviously, Vita wants it to go to an extensive place, and me and Ash are just happy to be there, part of that experience, to support, to engage. And like you said, we're happy to be part of the community to uplift people and make them feel like they're in a safe place with us. Because I, I always like to say that Ghost for me is a second home,
Yeah.
and that I feel at home with these good people, and I want other people to feel that way. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, that is. I don't know. I just love
That's
talking.
so sweet.
I just love talking to people who think of this whole community as a second home, because I feel the exact same way.
Me too.
Yeah, this fandom, as much as it can be troublesome, it's still, I don't know. Most of it is wholesome if you surround yourself with the right people, I think.
Exactly.
Yes. Alrighty. Speaking of Ghost, um, that is a weird a weird transition into. Anyway, um, I I I have one of my brain fog moments right now, Jayan.
It's
Want me
okay.
to help you out?
It's all good.
Speaking of Ghost, so which album did you get into first? Was it Prequel, or were you just kind of bouncing all over?
Yeah, it was kind of a bounce in between things. But I feel like Prequel was definitely the one that kicked it into gear for me. Prequel and Meliora in a way, because obviously Cerise. But I don't know. There was like a moment in time where Meliora was my favorite album, even though my favorite Papa is Copia slash Papa 4. But I don't know. There's just something about Meliora that feels ethereal and spooky, and I feel I mean, I love Impera and Prequel and all the other albums, don't get me wrong. It's just I have a very gothic romantic heart, and I feel that Meliora fits that box a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that one was definitely one that I had on repeat for the longest time up until Impera came out. And then Impera became my earworm that I would just listen to consistently, and I still listen to it. I still listen to them individually, but the albums I do feel like I listen to the most are Prequel, Impera, and Meliora.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for this next album coming out,
Mhm.
what kind of vibe are you feeling for it? What do you think about it?
I mean, definitely, I'm hoping, because of what Tobias has said in interviews for the Phantom Mime album, he said he wants to go in that direction a little bit. And I am very excited to see if he does take it into a 70s rock album, like aura, because I do love 70s rock too. That's my another genre I listen to. But the whole idea of kind of making it more like how Phantom of the Opera sounded. I know it was a cover, but he did so much with that cover and made it more orchestrally sounding, if that makes sense.
No, it makes
Mhm.
sense.
But I love the epicness of that album as well as Impera. I want to see them flesh that out more and bring it in with the themes that they're going with, for looking more in depth into the Satanism aspect, not just I know you guys have talked about in a previous episode, not just the surface level, but just taking it down further and see where they're going to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a feeling for when the new album could come out?
You know, I honestly basically just take one day at a time when it comes to Ghost because I feel that even though they drop hints or Tobias likes to drop hints, he'll like they'll turn and go into like another side street or something. And they always it's always kind of a surprise. So I love the element of surprise. If anything, the way it's going, I have a feeling I mean, they might not do this, but I would like to see them kind of do it again. You know how before Impera dropped, they dropped Hunter's Moon?
Mhm.
Obviously, it coincided with the Halloween Kills
Yeah.
release, but I would like to see that happen where they drop, like out of the blue, they'll just drop a single out of nowhere, have that be the talk of the town for a few months, and then they go and drop the album,
Mm-hmm.
like say in late winter, early spring. That's
Mm.
kind of my vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's how it has happened the last couple of
Yeah.
there in the last 2 years. That's how it went. And I feel like that kind of gave everyone like a little bit of a buzz, like, oh, they dropped a single. When's the album gonna come out? And I'm like, oh, here comes the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think they will release a live album from the LA Forum recordings?
Gosh, I hope so. I really hope so.
Go to that one.
Yeah, because I being at both rituals for that, just listening to it was so amazing and so good live. I don't know why they wouldn't take up that opportunity to just record the concert and release a live album
Yeah.
and maybe like throw in a little bit of goodies in between too. Like who knows what this movie's gonna release is gonna be like. You never know. They could just drop, like I mentioned, the single. They could drop a single in that movie. Like, here you go,
Sure.
have a
Yeah.
single,
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Oh, that'd be
and
cool.
then how cool would that be? Like as like a I don't know, like towards the end of the movie or something, and maybe that's
Surprise!
how.
Post
And
credits.
I know, a little treat yourself. But yeah, no, I've just that's another thing I was thinking about with the movie is just, maybe they'll drop a single in there somewhere to surprise us or things like that. But yeah, to go back to the question, I would thoroughly enjoy a live album because a lot of fans did not get to experience going to that concert. So I
Yeah.
feel, I mean, obviously we'll get the movie,
Sure.
but to add on to that, to have something that you can listen to and feel like you were there.
Yeah.
True. With Impera having the theme of the empires getting built, do you think that there could be a similar theme for the new album?
I'd like to see that, honestly. In general, I've been thinking about this because I know a lot of your questions were regarding Papa and, how his empire might be ending. My thought is, are we going to see a new direction for the clergy as a whole? And what I mean by
Oh.
that is Sister Imperator going to go away?
Oh.
Oh.
Gonna go away or
Or or
Well, it could go one of many ways. It's just I was thinking about it in the car one day, listening to Impera as one does, and basically I was thinking about and I was thinking about your questions too. So I was thinking, I'm like, everyone says Papa's coming to an end, but what about Sister? Her arc started with the Meliora era. Well, when we first were introduced to her, but obviously her arc has been throughout the whole timeline of the Ghost universe from the 7 inches era, I guess you could call her the nil era. I don't know if there's like a specific era we call nil era. But like from that point up until this point, she's been the whole umbrella for everything.
yeah.
She's in control
yeah.
of everything. It's not Papa, even though a lot of people are like, well, no, he's the Pope. He's the head of the church, and it's like, no, that's
No, he's not.
Sister. She's
Yeah.
controlling everything. So my thought has been, what if at this point, I don't know if it starts with, a different Papa or Copia taking the reins, but my thought is Sister coming out of power and then having Papa be an actual head of the clergy.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
And then
Yeah.
and then maybe that music changes everything because it's like, well, maybe she was influencing how they sound in general. Because think
Oh.
about it, especially with like the change how Cardi looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he was like so his album and his look was so distinct,
Yeah.
and I think Leon kind of mentioned it too in his podcast. But then you get to Impera and him as Papa Four, and he started to like mimic Terzo's
Yeah.
moves a little bit,
Yeah.
things like
Mm-hmm.
that. That's at least that's what he said. So just thinking about that, it's like, what if like Sister was in control of everything at this point, but now if we take her out of the equation, does Papa get to finally live his, or whoever, whichever Papa is next, does he finally get to be his own person
Hmm.
and influence the clergy in his own way? But
Hmm.
I don't know, that's just kind of
I
like
love
my
that.
tinfoil hat theory. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I love it because it really is like the Shogun and the Emperor. Like Pop is there just for looks. Is it really Sister Imperator like pulling the strings for everything?
Hmm.
And
That
this
is
next era, if she leaves or if she dies or if she whatever,
Hmm.
are things gonna go downhill? Are things gonna get better? Or like there's a whole new narrative to it.
that is also why, in my opinion, this whole Mr. Soltarian teaching him how to fight and this whole boxing glove thing in LA. I always, when
Hmm.
I heard that of that boxing glove thing in LA, I instantly thought, what if Mr. Soltarian is training Copia to fight Sister? I don't know why, but that instantly came to mind because, in my opinion, when we think of that the game, the clergy game,
The Escape from
and
Ministry.
yeah, and them monitoring his health. I
Hmm.
always thought, what if Sister and Nihil are trying to kill off, or not kill, but maybe weaken Copia, and he for some reason found out about that, because on stage he's always like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting weaker. My time has come.
Hmm.
Whatever." What if
More
he?
grace,
Right.
What
Yeah.
if it's
which
not?
I love.
Yeah. What if it's not him actually aging or getting weaker, but Sister and Nihil actively doing something to make him weaker? And what if he found out and he told Soltarian or whatever? And they're now trying to get rid of Nihil and Sister, or just Sister, because I mean Nihil already, he's kind of dead already. Yeah, so I think that could be part of the movie, maybe. You never know.
No, I could definitely see that, especially even though like to what you said, Sabrina, there was that whole sequence in one of the chapters where they're in the car and Saltarian's like, I know when your time is up.
Yeah, exactly.
That could be taken as a second route, like a second meaning of, I know when your time is up, but maybe we can make it not be up.
Sure, yeah. He kind of acts like he doesn't really like Copia, but what if he does? And
Right.
this is an act in front of Sister and Nihil, maybe, to not be suspicious
No,
towards them.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you on that one, but we'll have to see. You just never know.
True, true. Just like everything with Tobias, you never
Oh
know
yeah.
what's going to happen
Mhm.
next. um, we've already mentioned the movie. What do you think that? I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit. Tobias said it himself. It's going to be a movie with concert elements. What could the movie part actually be? Do you think it could be like the chapters, or what do you think about that?
Definitely like to feel like it's a documentary, but a documentary as a day in the life of the clergy, the backstage kind of a thing. I would really like them to. Here's the, I was thinking about this too recently because I went to see Late Night with the Devil. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet.
No.
No.
It's a new movie that just came out a couple weeks ago, and it's about it's basically like a found footage
Okay.
movie about a 1970s late night talk show, and they're dipping in the
Oh,
ratings. So he brings on, like, he makes the Halloween episode that they have like a supernatural episode, but then they have an exorcism in the
Oh.
episode, and they're like
oh,
live as this is happening. It's such a good movie. I highly recommend it. Late Night with the Devil. But yeah, the way they did it was like found footage of the actual live broadcast. But then when they went to commercial, you got to see behind the scenes footage that was taken like during the commercial break, and it was a black and white footage. I would like to kind of see them do that,
Yeah.
or it's
Oh.
like a little bit of found footage, a little bit of documentary footage, but then whoever creates, the movie is like, okay, let me throw in this behind the scenes recording that I got of Papa conspiring with Salterian, or sister like talking to Nils Force Ghost over here, things like that. Just something silly and goofy like that. I don't
Oh,
know.
I
That's
would
that's
love
just my
that.
thought.
That's perfect. I would love that.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. So you were
Um,
you were at the LA Forum, right?
yes, I was at both rituals.
Well, okay. What was your favorite part of the actual show?
Just being well, two different parts. Show wise, it was definitely the added theatrical elements. Obviously, with the skeletons, that was so good. Um, the first night that I was there, it was myself and Vita and her partner, and we were in the seats. So we were on the side, so we could like see the dancers as the skeletons like creep up and like kind of slink down behind the drum set, and we were like looking down. We were like, what's going on? What are these things? And I thought they were like a demon at first or something. And I'm like, are they gonna like attack the stage? Like, what's gonna happen? And then 20s kicked in,
Mhm.
and they just like flew out onto the stage. And we were like we got shook. Like, I know Via and I were like holding each other's hands, standing there like
Oh,
just like in shock.
flabbergasted.
Yes, exactly. And just watching that whole performance from high above and seeing everyone react to it in the pit and everyone around us was so good. And then the second night I was in the pit, so I got to see it full frontal, right in front of me. And it's just, they were like it was so cool. It was like so electrifying to see them dancing and interacting with Papa and doing their thing, and just being part of that element was crazy. So definitely the theatrics were insane for that concert. And especially that if you have Ghost sequence 2, that was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And seeing, and especially, I'm a costume person. I love seeing and telling a story with costumes. So to have them redefine the Goulettes the way they
Yeah.
did was so perfect.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have it wasn't like a top face mask. It was a mask on their mouth, and they had these beautiful gowns and these veils while they were playing the cello and the piano. It was just so good. Oh my gosh. And just having that element and having it be this like almost ethereal inspiring moment, just having everyone come together in that way, even though like people were in the pit or in the seats. It was mind blowing. And Papa doing his speech during the song too. That was just something to really be part of. And I really hope that when they do the film, they can make that element come to life for people just watching that movie.
That kind of gave me goosebumps right now, the way you talked about
Oh,
that.
me too.
Right? Oh my god, I
I'm
cannot
glad I
wait.
gave you goosebumps because I'm getting them now too, just like remembering it. Oh my god, that was insane. Um, and then Papa with his boxing gloves too.
Oh
That
my
was an
god.
interesting element. We were like, what's going on? Why? Why Papa? But
The more people I hear talking about the forum concert, the more excited I get for the movie to finally come
Me
out.
oh no,
too.
for real. No, it's oh my god, it was just such a treat. It was such a treat. And just being in the room with so many Ghost fans was just incredible. And just getting to meet so many people there too. And being that was another place too where I felt part of a community, and just meeting so many other cosplayers too, and just fans in general. Um and just like having like the silly random moments too. Like there was a guy, I don't know if it was got brought up at one point in any of the podcasts, but there was a guy walking around as Jesus, and he's like, I waited like X amount of years for my dad, damn it. It was. I'll see if I can find a photo I took, but it was like he just had us holding the sign and walking around like Jesus. It was so funny,
I love that.
I know,
so good.
I know you said that you take it one day at a time, but do you think that the movie is going to come out before or after the album?
Honestly, I would assume before because I feel like that's just a good marketing tactic.
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
Probably.
Of here's a movie, and then like I said, they could like throw in a little single in there to surprise us, and then it could be like how they do the Marvel movies at the end, where it's like, oh, Captain
Oh.
America coming in Captain America Civil War, like
Oh, yeah.
X album coming blah 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 month. You know what I mean?
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see that.
that'd be
Like
so cool.
just to really like tease us and poke us and be like, hey,
Yeah,
here it comes. Now you're gonna wait.
like the end of the movie, post credits, here's the new single, and then the very end, it's like our album's coming out
Got you.
whenever.
No, for real, like a post credit scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would die.
I
Me-
would die too.
mentioning
I would explode.
mentioning the end of the movie, do you think we could see something happening to Papa in the movies at the end, maybe?
I'm definitely one for drama like that, so I would like to see something happen. Admittedly, I am a anti Copia passes away fan
Okay.
because I adore Papa Force so much, and I adore Copia, and I would be devastated if something bad happened to him.
Me
I mean,
too.
obviously, yeah. I mean, obviously, the Papas, both, all three of them were taken out, sadly. But admittedly, I feel like at this point that he's so well known in the fandom,
Mhm.
especially with the new fans. It would be kind of like a stabbing in the back to kind of take him away in such a
Yeah.
sad form of,
Yeah.
like killing him off or doing something where like I said, he passes away. My whole thought is I feel the way that they're going to do it is that he goes into retirement or, he steps aside for another person to come through. And I was actually just thinking about this today of what if they actually finally went into the route of the next papa or whoever takes over, like whether it's like a priest or another cardinal or something, that they're actually not part of the emeritus line and they stick with
Ooh.
that, right? Think about it, because we all thought, or whenever whoever got into the fandom, whenever Cardi was around, they all thought that he wasn't an emeritus,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
slowly started feeding out like, nah, he's sister's son. He might be Papa Nil's son too. I think they did something. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would just be fun to kind of play around with that and just have like some random clergy member take over
Mm.
because they have a good singing voice or they have a beautiful stage presence or as sister said in the second chapter or no I'm sorry the first chapter he's younger he's a younger vibe like that's what they said about Party but then it's like they could go younger with this next lineup
Mm.
they could go with a woman if they wanted to I don't know
Yeah,
but
Jack Papa.
I
I would
definitely
like
would like
that. Would love to see
oh
that.
100% yeah
Yes.
I'm here for that too
Absolutely.
but no, for real. No, I would just kind of like to see them play around with that whole idea
Yeah.
of this isn't actually somebody in the emeritus line, but if they're good enough, they should be able to take over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I
Yeah.
like that.
And also, I thought about something when you say that you don't want to see him get like having him removed in a cruel way, whatever. Um, here in Germany or like anywhere outside of your of the US, we don't have the spillway lounge, of course. And I thought about
Mhm.
imagine if he actually was getting killed off, and then the spillway lounge or whatever it's called then. It opens up and there's a new casket and Copia is laying in there in his papal robe. I don't think I could personally see that because
I would.
I
Oh.
because he's my first papa. I would not know. Listen, I'm on the part
mhm.
of like, yeah, let's have somebody new. I'm also here for the drama. So if he gets killed off, okay. but I don't want to see him laying there in a casket.
No.
I don't want to see that. I could not see
I would
that.
literally go into mourning. I would wear the black
Yes.
veil and everything.
Yes.
I would cry. I'm even crying thinking about it.
I know, yeah. No, I've thought about
Sorry,
that.
Jen.
I've thought about that. I know. I've thought about that so many times too, because I've done the VIP my first 3 rituals, and even just like seeing 1, 2, and 3 in their caskets, like it's they're wax figure. Well, it's not a wax figure. It's a mannequin with the whole outfit on. But it feels so real,
Yeah.
and they
I
look so
know.
real. It's crazy, and just like looking at them, I'm like, they could open their eyes like any second.
I was waiting for one to move, Turzo. I'm like, that
Yes,
motherfucker's gonna move.
Turbo, and Turbo is the one that looks the most realistic. It
Wake
was
up.
crazy. Also, so, Jilly, can we just talk about Nail's hands in
Oh,
that
I
casket?
saw them online. They looked horrendous.
How? They did him so dirty.
It's from playing the saxophone for X amount of years.
Oh my
wait, you
god,
mean-
for real. And I'm like, they couldn't like nails, like, dang it. Come on. But no, like I completely agree with both of you. You ever like see the meme of like, oh, I cry over my dog even though they're still alive, and I think about how they're gonna pass away. Like I think about that. Yeah. And I'll be like in the car or something, and I'll just think about that. I'll be like,
Yeah, same. Oh my god, same.
oh my god.
Oh,
I
imagine
just
imagine if they also, in case they kill him off, they add another casket, coffin, whatever, and it's just Cardi, like the Cardinal mask with the Kazakh or something. I think I would go into cardiac arrest.
that would be so dirty too.
God, he not only died, but he got demoted.
Dude, no, because he got demoted, and like sister always says, "Oh, you'll always be C, you'll always be my little Cardi." She never calls it
Oh, that would do him so dirty. Which also he could be demoted and then retired.
True, yeah. I mean, he could want to go back to being a cardinal, which I don't mind that. Just keep him as is. Let him be treasurer. Let him be treasurer again. Let him sign the back of the mummy dust again. Oh my god. But yeah, no, that would be crazy.
Could you imagine the new look for the new Papa, for the new lead singer of Ghost? let's just word it like that.
Right. I know everyone keeps saying it's going to be this like futuristic feel because of where the albums have gone. So if that goes into that route, that's cool. I'm cool with that. But I have like such a gothic horror loving heart that I would just love to see like some like gothic elements and like vampire elements to it, because it's like they've alluded to it a few times, like Primo and Secondo, Tobias said, have like vampiric elements to him or to them. And I mean, with Cardi, we got his like Dracula cape when he was in the Prequel era, and then we got the Dracopia, exactly, and then we got the bat wings for this Imperator, and that was his. I love those bat wings with my whole loving soul. So I'm just like, I'm wondering. I mean, in my personal opinion, I would love for them to go full force and embrace like a creature horror element to the costumes. Whether it's like these big dramatic capes or, like more. I mean, we got a little bit of it with the Impera looks, where it was like the Victorian collared shirts and the cuffs and things like that. I'd love to see them go full force with like, these big coats on Papa and just really bringing out that dark romantic element to it. But, that's just me.
I'm with you. This flag right here that I got at the ritual, it has like a Jack the Ripper 1890s. Like I love that vibe, and
it's so good.
Mixed with the steampunk with the Watcher and the sky hat. Like I dig that.
No, for real. I'm surprised they didn't like dive more into that.
Yeah.
especially when they did the outdoor concerts, they gave him just another lame jacket, which was beautiful. I do like the gold jacket, but I don't know. And he wouldn't have been able to do it like with another big coat. He would have been sweating his butt off in that outfit. Um, but no, and
More
especially
ice
with the
cubes.
album, exactly, more ice cubes. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go off on a tangent really quick because that video, if I'm ever in a sad mood, that video gives me life, and I
Yeah.
will just put that video on, and I'm in a good mood. I'm going to take this ice cube. I'm going to put it so nonchalant about it, and he's just like, oh, that makes me feel a little bit better.
I love it.
And the way that
He
he
cracks
didn't,
me up.
the way that he didn't
Me
even
too.
turn around to do it, just facing
No,
facing everybody and just
and then
putting it
everyone's
down.
like, oh,
we
so
really are
funny.
Victorian men, and he is an ankle.
No, he is. He is. But I'm sorry, what were we talking about? I went on that tangent.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Now that we've talked about new appearance for Papa, could you also imagine what the new Ghoul masks, the new Ghoul outfits could look like?
I really hope we do. Not that I didn't love the bugs. I didn't. I did. They were very cute, and their goggles were adorable. I just really hope we do go back to the more devil-like look of the gold masks, because I think I missed that element for this tour. I really missed it. Even though they had like the little horns on their helmets too, it was just so not as present as it should have been. Um, so I really hope they do go back to a more devil-like look.
Yeah.
I would like to see them experiment with colors a little bit now because
Mm.
obviously they did like the whole helmet thing and those were like the black look and I liked that a lot. But I would like to see them add like color elements to the masks, I think,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's like a bronze or a gold or rose gold, something like that, something to represent the new era. Or if they were like painted or something, I would really like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. I really wanted them to go back to the devil look.
Yeah.
It's such a classic look.
Yeah.
Especially with the Meliora and the Prakel masks. Those were just incredible. I think Prakel might have been the peak of ghoul masks,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. Yeah, I loved the one. I mean they're kind of similar to the Meliora era ones, but I'm not a big fan of the Meliora ones because they're completely closed off. I love the prequel ones with
Right.
the half thing going on. Yeah, no, I love that one with you. Um, do you think they are going to do anything new to the stage? Like some new background or layout?
I would hope so. I mean, you guys talked about your I can't remember which episode. It might have been with Rebel. When or one of the episodes when you were talking about how they did the blow up bouncy
Bouncy
castle
castle, yeah.
backdrop.
Yes.
Like that was so cool. I love that they did that element and made it actually feel like that was like part of like a section of a church. And just the way that they painted it was so incredible. Because whenever I first saw it in pictures, I'm like, how did they build that? Like,
Me
how are they moving it in
too.
the truck? Yeah, and then you see a video of it blowing up like the bouncy castle, and you're like,
And
so smart. I would definitely like to see it kind of start to feel like more of like a church. I
Uh-huh.
come from a theater background, so I like immersive experiences, immersive spaces. I know they obviously can't make the whole venue look like a church. But I would just kind of like them to like inch out the structure a little bit so it's not just on the stage, but it feels like, you're kind of still in the church element, even though it's like you're in a stadium or something. And if they really want to market it, they could have like a VIP ticket where there's like boxes and you could like sit on the stage.
Oh.
cool. They better. I would pay. I know Brad would pay.
I was just about to mention Brad with that, yeah, because that's what he said.
Oh my God, that's so funny. But no, I would love them to like really go full like church look and make it feel like you're part of the element. more stained glass, more. I would like to see new art too, because they always use the
Yes.
Precal art. I would like to see them, whichever artist does it, make like, I don't know, I guess you could do like stained glass from like the chapters or something,
Oh, yeah.
or just
Ooh.
random, like take random Bible pictures and but make it ghostified
Yeah.
with our characters or things like that. I don't know, just something to really oomph it up a little bit.
Do you guys
I
remember these? Oh, sorry, Jan. Go ahead.
I just had a small idea. Did you guys ever watch that TikTok video of in that Catholic church that guy is waving the thurible and it goes like all
Hmm.
the way through the church?
Oh
It's
my god!
insane.
Oh my
I
god!
need them to
Yes.
do this
Yes.
now.
No, it's like they need to do that. So
Yes.
I thought that was fake. It looks so silly. It looks just so
Looks
silly when
fun,
they
I
do
know.
that.
Put a
Mhm.
plushie in it.
Do you guys remember? I'm not sure if it's actually real, but I think I saw a TikTok of the stained glass window, like the stage ones, where it was moving, where there like it was a kind of like a video with like there was a it was a it was on a stage and the stained
Yeah,
glass.
it changed, didn't
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
changed like before Square
it?
Hammer or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Maybe they could do something like that, like being.
That'd be cool if they had
Yeah,
actual visuals of the story
That
playing
would,
out in the
yeah,
background
yeah.
with the stained
uh,
glass.
that
But
would be really dope
but
too.
maybe it would be too distracting though if it was like moving all the time. Yeah, we'll see.
If it's like
Probably cool.
subtle movements while the song is playing, I think it would be a cool element because then people would be like, wait, that just changed. Oh, it's moving. Oh my God.
Kind of. Um, um, you've already said that you no, you didn't say anything about that in specifically, but we've talked about Papa getting killed off, something being changed, which is kind of part of the Antichrist theory
Hmm.
with him changing, evolving, whatever. Are you into
Hmm.
these theories?
Oh, I love me. I definitely love me
Ooh.
the Antichrist theory. I am on that. I am fight to the death on Copia Antichrist theory because my other thought would be I thought it was going to end up in like a chapter, but it could end up in a movie where because we had mentioned and a lot of people know from the video he said, "Oh, I'm getting weaker. This
Yeah.
is my last run." Like my whole thought is like, what if there's like a scene in like the movie or I kept saying a chapter, but I feel like it's going to be an element in the movie now or just a theory of where he just gets possessed or like he would pass away but then he would come back to life as the antichrist or get possessed in some way,
Ooh.
you know what I mean, like his body
Yes.
gets taken over by something or he gets renewed power from like Lucifer or Satan himself, that he's like, you are actually worthy of this position, and you become, this all powerful being. And then, all of my other theories came about. I love Jillian because I'm like, he is
That's so
worthy.
sweet. You are worthy. Oh
You
my god,
are
I'm crying
worthy.
again.
No, I'm definitely like an antichrist Copia person. I'm also very much into the twin theory that Copia is a twin and that they switched in between Prekel
Also,
and Hera.
so that there was never any plastic surgery going on in the first place.
You never know. Or they could have both had plastic surgery, but then like his evil twin wanted some power, so that's why he took over. But he has like none of the
Oh.
charisma that Cardi had. So then going off of Leon's theory, like he's just copying like Terzo or something, and then that's just how he runs his show. I don't know, but anyway,
Love it.
I'm very much into the twin theory too because everyone says, "Oh, copia, that means copy," things
Yeah.
like that. So like double the copia, double the fun.
Hmm.
My OC. boyfriends. No, I'm just kidding.
Double. I'm in
Oh,
trouble.
trouble. Love that. That's so good. And then whenever I like first got back into Ghost 2 and I really started thinking about like, oh, what the future's gonna look like, I love the idea. And because I was reading fan theories online too, my first fan theory I ever found was the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse theory of Copia is gonna come into full power, and then at the end of the tour, he's gonna like overtake everything, be the main power, and then resurrect the three other papas for
Hell yeah.
ultimate. Yeah. And I would just the thought of having all four papas like on a stage at the same time, like my whole thought of it was like he's like Copia standing in front of the stage. There's like some ritual, and he like raises his hands, and then all of a sudden you see the three papas like ascend from the back of the stage
Oh,
in like this mist, and then just everyone crying and cheering, just and then they all come together on the stage. Oh, it's
come
just it gives
together
me
as
chills
one.
thinking about that.
Oh,
Come
I can
together
watch
as
this clock
one.
again. Ah, ah. Oh my god, yes. I need this. I need this now.
Oh my God. And then there was like the other people in the theories were saying like, if they ever did a tour of like all four papas, like they could do it where, they go to a city, they spend like 3 or 4 nights there, and it's like you don't know which papa you're gonna get. Are you gonna get all four papas one night? Or are you just gonna get like Terzo one night or Secondo for the whole concert? You
Oh
know what I
my
mean?
god, that would be
I would shit
fucking
myself.
cool.
Love it.
No, and I mean they could like really make money off of it. I'm just saying.
They could take all of my money from it.
Like think about it, like you get like a 4 night package and it's like you're guaranteed all four papas or something. Think about it.
Oh my god, gotta collect them all.
Tobias, pick up your
Oh,
phone.
goodbye.
We have ideas.
We
Oh
have
my
ideas. Hey guys. Hey yo, Tobias, if you're listening.
god.
I know that Tobias has said he doesn't want to do the Four Horsemen theory though, allegedly, but I don't know. I love that thought of just bringing all four of them back together because they are brothers. So it's like,
And then
Yeah.
on the last night, he will bring back Mary Gore, and it will be the death of May, just as a little extra surprise.
just comes out a little priest outfit.
Oh my
Sabrina would shit herself.
god.
Oh
I
no.
would die. I love how almost every single guest is calling out Tobias, or everybody's manifesting Tobias to watch this, and one day it'll work. One day it will just work, and every single guest will be responsible for
One
that.
day.
Yeah.
One
So
day.
thank you for that. We
He will
appreciate
credit-
it.
Yes.
He's like, yes, and I got this idea from this episode of I'm Sorry What podcast.
Yeah.
Imagine.
This really beautiful sister of sin named Bella, she gave me this really cool idea.
Oh my god! Imagine getting credited by him on like an episode.
I'd put it on my resume.
Yes, that would be my personality from then on.
No, for real. Just the rest of your life, just that credit. You're good.
You already won. Yeah. Cerise who? Being Cerise who? No,
Fuck
Tobias
that.
gave me credit, dude.
Mhm. That's the pinnacle.
Yes. Oh my god. The only thing we kind of have left to talk about is merch. Are you into buying any merch?
Oh,
Look at them.
I'm definitely a merch person. As you can see, this is like my little ghost shrine. It's still a work in progress since I've moved here to California. But yeah, this is just a little sampling of the merch. I love my Funkos, as you can see. I definitely am a big shirt person too because I love the artwork on
Yes.
all of the shirts. I wish that they would do like a book or something of all of the art that they've used on the shirt.
table book.
Yeah, exactly. They could like literally compile all of the art they've collected in the past X amount of years they've been doing the t-shirts. to
That would be
have it in a coffee table book. You
That
can
would
just
be a
look
thick
at it.
coffee table book.
I need that.
It would have to be in like volumes or something. Like, I'm sorry, I'm still getting notifications from see like things popping up. Anyway, yes, I definitely would love to see that eventually as like some kind of a merch thing. I know you might have to get like I don't know, like credit or something from the artist, I would assume, but I would love to see something like that eventually. But overall, yes, I'm pretty into the merch. I definitely also have started collecting vinyls, and I know that's a little bit deadly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
R.I.P.
it's
your
just,
wallet.
I know exactly, but it's just like there's so many nice colors and like different variants and things like that. So I like that element. And then especially with like the box sets, they add like more things to it, like pictures or I think one of them has a coffee table book if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. And then like with the Prequel, you got like the little 7 inches of Satanic
Yeah.
Panic little vinyl like that. So that was a good element. Yeah, I like things like that that kind of have like a little bit more I guess you could say meaning to it because it's like little extras and like I just love photographs too in general, things like that. Like I love collecting the signed prints from the VIP. I
Mhm.
love getting just like even just like the nice photos. One of my favorite photographers' name is Jeremy Safer. Um,
Yes.
he has photographed ghosts so many times, and I got his ghost mystery photo box set last year that he was doing as part of a Christmas
I
special.
wanted to do
He has
that
like,
too.
oh, next time he does, I'm sure he's gonna do it again for Christmas because he did it this past year. Like, do it. It's full of like Polaroid photos, like nice big 8x11s and other size prints that he's done of Papa. Some he hasn't even released. It yeah, it's worth it. But yeah, I got that box set 2 years ago, and it's so cute, and I love collecting the photos of Papa and the ghouls, and just having them in like my little photo binder that I like to just flip through, just to look at them. Yeah, what else? I don't know. I just also it's not like official merch, but I love getting, and I think you guys know this. I love making candy bracelets, ghost themed
Yes.
candy bracelets, and I love getting them from people too. Like ever since we borrowed the trend from the Swifties and the EDM community, like
Yes.
it makes me so happy that people go out of their way to make bracelets and then
Yeah.
just give them to people at any like even at our like events too at Phantasm and Ghouls Ball. People have come up to me and they're like, and they'll say the same thing to like Ash and Vita. And I'm just so grateful when I get gifts like that because it's like you made that with your heart and you made that with your like loving soul, and that I treasure that forever. And I feel the same way when I'm giving my bracelets to people. It's like I want you to have like a little treasure and a little special gift from this experience that we're all experiencing together. So yeah, that that's kind of where my merch heart lies, pretty much. And I love things from small businesses too. Let me see see if I can. Do you mind if I like share a couple
Go
things?
for
Oh,
Maybe
it. We
yeah,
would
people.
go
love it.
ahead.
Woo! I hope I don't see my butt. Like this skirt is so short. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh wait, this isn't from a small business, but like, um, I love doing Shutterfly stuff, and I had the opportunity to make like a special little ornament. So I did it of the Tampa ritual I went, or no, actually this is a mix of San Diego and Tampa. So this was from 2022 San Diego. That was
Oh
from
my
my seat.
god.
So I took that photo. You can kind of like see it, but yeah, I think this was during
Yes.
year zero, I think.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yeah, this was the year zero sequence in San Diego in 2022. And then the other side is my meet and greet photo with Pablo in Tampa.
What a fucking amazing idea is that?
That's such a cute idea, dude.
It is, yeah, and it was just like something special I wanted to treasure from like that year of my ghost rituals. So I just made a little something for myself.
Perfect.
Um, yeah, if you also sign up for Shutterfly, they do like I know this is like a weird promotion, but they give you free stuff. You can select free stuff, and that was a free item. So I'm like, I gotta do it.
Hell yeah.
But then let me see. I guess I can do this one too. Actually, I'll do these. Hang on one second. So these are from one of my ghoul friends. His name's Mikey. He goes by Mikey's Circus Shop, and he makes like these little keychains of his art.
Oh, how
Look at little ghoul.
precious!
Look at him.
Right? This is a cute little cardie. I love it with my whole life. And then he does amazing ghoul art too. So, and their partner as well, Hoshime, I think is how she pronounces her
I
ghoul
follow
account.
her.
Yeah. Starry Kingdom, I think is her shop name. She also does some really great ghoul art. But yeah, this is like a little gift that I got from the both of
He's
them
so
for one of the
cute.
events.
Oh
It's
my
so
god.
good. I love their ghoul art. They make them literally like kittens. You can see like the little toe beans.
Yes. The paws.
How cute is that? So adorable.
Detail.
And then like this is just stuff I've gotten from. Oh no, where did my other one go? Okay. Yeah, this is just stuff I've gotten from like people, but like someone gave me this at one
Oh
of our
my
Ghouls
God.
Ball events,
Perfect.
and I love that people go out of their way to like make things like this.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then Ash made these for to sell at our Ghouls Ball table, at our merch table, but she also made ones for me and Vita for our first anniversary. So it's like a little Ghouls Ball ornament. It says Ghouls Ball.
That's so precious.
And then some of them, yeah, right. And then it says happy, what does it say? Happy 1 year Ash on the back of it. That's what she made for us for our first
Aw.
anniversary. And then like some of them she would put, I don't think it might be in this one actually. Yeah. I think the gold element is like gold confetti from the rituals.
Oh my god,
Aw.
yes.
Yeah. So just little things like that. I have a bunch of fan art from people too that I've bought and collected over the years since getting back into Ghost. Like I love collecting fan art. I love supporting fan art,
Me
small
too.
businesses. It's so significant. I mean, you're a small business too, Jilly, and I'm so grateful. Well,
I'm getting back
Well.
into it. I can't
I'm
be stopped.
glad. No, I'm glad because whenever you said the Etsy shop was gone, I was like, no.
R.I.P. Yeah, I'm
I
actually
act
donating a lot of pride rosaries for you guys.
awesome. I'm so excited about that for the June event. That's gonna be amazing.
Thank you for watching I'm Sorry What? An Unofficial Ghost Podcast with Sabrina.
And Jillian. There's no need to be living in times of turmoil. All you gotta do is check out our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Stay tuned for the next episode, and remember, as above, so below.